Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel My Time My Teacher. In this video today we will talk about class 12th sociology, the very first chapter introducing Indian society, right? The very first chapter of the first book, which is just an introduction to the subject, to the book in class 12th. We will talk about what the chapter contains, the all parts of it, right? So to begin with, we will start what is sociology. Since you have already studied in class 11th what is sociology, what the subject teaches, but here we will just give a quick revision to that, right? What is sociology to begin with? Sociology is the study of human relations. When the humans, they are having the relations with different people, then what is the impact of it, what are the consequences of the relations with human beings, with others, that all comes under the content of sociology. We study about how do people react, how do people behave. So we can say the human relations, that is the only content of sociology, right? How the people are behaving with one another in the society, in the same society. For example, we have the family. We have, imagine, 5 members in the family, but we do not behave in the same way to all the 5 members. To someone we love too much, to other we do not love so much. So this is how the differences are coming. If we have 4 friends in the society, then also all the 4 friends are different for us, not the same, not the equal level. The one whom we can trust, the other we cannot trust so much. So that is sociology. The another thing is that it is a very easy subject, very easy to learn, because we just have to learn about the society. Why? Because that is the content. And society, what is that? Society is the place where we are living since our birth, right? So because we are living since our birth in the society, so we find that it is the content of the subject sociology which is very easy for us, because since our life, since our inception, since our childhood, we are learning a lot about the society, about the social relations, about the customs, about the rituals, about the religions, and so on, which is a part of our content, our subject. So it makes it very easy for us to learn, because half of the content, or we can say most of the content, we already know before entering into the subject. The subject is only going to tell you how to write, how to make questions, how to make answers in a formal way. Otherwise, most of the content is the same which you already have in your mind, which you already have in your heart about the social relations. The next one is how to see the world. The society is a world for us, maybe here in India or in any other country. Here the world means the other people, right? So we see that sociology is the subject which is going to teach us how to look at others. Till then, till before sociology we were looking just as a human being and on others. But now, after studying sociology, our point of view changes. We try to see every relation, we try to see every breakup with the help of sociology, with the lens of sociology. We try to find out why it all happened, what were the reasons behind it, what are the consequences of it. That all is possible only because of sociology, because the subject teaches us the relations, the effects, the causes of the behavior, right? So it is how to see the world, not according to till we were looking at, but now we are going to look at the world with the lens of sociology, right? How the other people are behaving and what should be the ideal behavior in that certain situation. The next is generation gap. Sociology is also going to tell us about the generation gap. That how the generation gap is that. What is generation gap? Basically a gap between the mentality of 2 generations. If you talk about my father and me, my grandparents and me, then you see that the generations, me one generation, my father another generation, my grandfather another generation. If I talk about my grandfather, I see that he is very old. like he's 70, 80, 90 years old, so he is talking most of the time about his own childhood, about his own young age when he was young, how the society was, how the government was working, how the people were reacting to the things, and what was happening. If I talk about my father, he is 50, 60 years old. He also talks about his own childhood, about his own young age when he became young. He also tells about the technology, the introduction of democracy in the country, and how the changes happen, how the life of the people got changed. That all is basically what? What is all that? That all is how the people are living in the society, right? This is the generation gap, because if I am going to talk about my things to my grandfather, it is not possible all the time that he agrees on everything, because whatever question, whatever problem I want to keep in front of my grandfather, he first of all looks at that with the lens of his own age whenever he was of my age. And that is not possible, because during those days, during 50, 60, 70 years ago, what? The life of the people was not like that. The society was not living in the way as it is living right now. So it is not possible to compare the things of 60 years ago and today. That's why we sometimes got to disagree with the points, whatever my grandfather wants and whatever I want. There is a disagreement between the concept of both, between the thinking of both, and that is the thing which is called generation gap, because the mentality of both of us is not going to match. Whenever mentality does not match, it becomes generation gap, right? The next is connection between personal troubles and social issues. Till before studying sociology, I was thinking that my personal issues are mine only, right? I have to suffer, I have to bear that all, nobody is going to help me about it all. But after studying sociology, I find that my personal issues, there is a great connection of those with the social issues. Whatever problem I am feeling right now, I am facing, at the same time, lot of other people of my age are also facing the same kind of problem. It is not my personal problem, but it is the problem of the society, because the society is putting certain kind of foundations on me, on my actions. That's why the foundations are going to create an issue in my life, and I'm taking the issues so seriously that I think it is my personal issues. But sociology teaches us that it is not my personal, because the society is having certain kind of system. Because of that, I am facing these issues, and it is not only for me, but it is for lot of people, those who are living in the society, right? Sociology is going to establish a connection between your personal issues and the social issues, right? Now we will talk about our next topic, democracy. As you know, in 1947, India got independence. When? 1947. Before that, the Britishers were ruling us. When the Britishers were ruling us, what they were giving? They were giving only very limited things, not everything whatever we wanted, right? So the Britishers, they were just treating us as slaves. We were not free to do whatever we want. In 1947, when democracy came, a lot of things changes in the society. A lot of things changed. How? Like the way how people were living, the way how people were thinking to do the job. They were free to go anywhere. They were free to talk to anyone. They were free to choose any kind of profession, and so on. It brought lot of changes in the society, because the people, they got freedom and they wanted to use every inch of the freedom for their life, because till then they were used like slaves. They were forced to be in limits, but now they want to touch the sky with the help of freedom. That is democracy, which was giving a chance to everyone in the country, not only to the few, the limited ones, right? After this, we have modernization. Modernization is being modern. Modernization and westernization, these are the two words which are the two sides of the same coin. Either we call it modernization or we call it westernization, it is the same. Why it is the same? Because when we Indians start following the Western countries in the matter of dresses, lifestyle, eating habits, manners, the languages and other professions, we behave like Britishers, like Englishmen, like Western people, then it is called modern people. The modernization came because everyone wanted to be like Britishers, wanted to live life like them. Nobody wanted to use our own culture, our own tradition ways, because we got quite bored by using them all since long. So now we got a new chance, we got new opportunity to go and learn something, to go and use something which is good for our own benefit, because the society, it was making us Western, it was forcing us to go to the westernization. When a lot of people in the society are following the westernization or the Western outfits or something from the Western countries, then it becomes necessary for other members to follow them, because if they do not follow, then what happens? If they do not follow the westernization, Western trends, then they are supposed to be backwards, and nobody wants to be backward in the society. Tradition and modernity. See, modernization or modernity is just an opposite word of tradition. Whatever tradition we had in India since very beginning, they all are going to be broken. They all are going to be left by the people. Why? Because if we are following the traditions, then we can't be called modern. Because everyone wanted to be called modern, so they were leaving the traditions very quickly, very easily. That is the only reason why the people were going to become modern, to follow the modernization. It was not so easy for the people to follow modernization and to leave traditions, because at the same time the old grandparents were also living with them, which were not allowing them to follow the modernization. So what happened? The people, the young age, they tried to mingle both the things together, to mix them both. They were following some traditions and some new modern ventures, some new modern values. Why? Because they wanted to be modern, as well as the family, they were forcing them to be traditional. So they took the way of the medium. They used few traditions and few modern ways. So they mixed up both and to get a new way, so that they can satisfy themselves as well as their senior family members. The next is social reforms. It was the time when the Britishers were here in the country. They were allowing the social reformers to work to reform the society. If we talk about social reformers like Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Dayanand Saraswati, these kind of people, they were working to remove the evils from the society, like child marriage, sati pratha, dowry system, right? Widow remarriage. These were the issues which were running in the society for a long time. They were destroying the life of people, especially the girls. Those who were getting married at the early age, getting widow, the life was becoming hell. So these social reformers were working to improve the life of them. That was only possible with the help of government. Before that, the other invaders, other rulers, they never allowed any social reformer to work in the society. But the British government, they did, because they wanted to rule the country for a long time, and they never saw such kind of foundations in their own country. That was the only reason why these people were forcing them to behave like one, a modern human being. Removing social evils from the society, that was also a part of modernization. If you want to be modern, then you have to remove all the social evils. Otherwise, you can't be called modern, can't be called westernized. Because there are no foundations, no child marriages, no sati pratha, no widow, the poor condition of the widows in the British period or in the British country. They never saw, never faced. So they encourage the social reformers to work for the betterment of society. Right? The next one is self-reflexibility. What is self-reflexibility? Before studying sociology, we were thinking what we are to others. We were self-possessed. We are good, we are best, we are this, we are that. But after studying sociology, it gave us an idea to look at ourselves. How do the world look at us? Not according to our own, but how do they look at us? For example, standing in front of the mirror, it tells us how do we look to others. In the same way, in the matter of behavior, how do we look at by others? That is called self-reflexibility. It is called introspection of ourselves from the eyes of society. That how do the people look, how do they behave with us, and how do they expect a kind of behavior from us. Self-reflexibility is also a gift from sociology. Now we no more think about our own self only. We also think before behaving that how do the other people feel if I am behaving in that certain way. The reason? Because we want to be the best, and you can only be the best whenever the society is supporting you, whenever you are going to be liked by the people. So self-reflexibility becomes most important in your life if you want to be popular, if you want to be a good citizen of the society. This is called self-reflexibility. Now is social map. You may have seen geographical map, political map, physical map of a country, which shows like rivers, mountains, plains and deserts and all. The same way sociology makes social map of the society. What it has? It has the castes, it has the class, it has the religion. We make an imaginary map in our mind about the caste, class and religion which we have in the society, that who is higher caste, who is lower caste, who is higher class, who is middle class, who is lower class, the religion which is high, the religion which is low, the varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Sociology makes a social map in our mind to tell about the status of people. As the physical map tells that the mountain is high, that is higher, that is higher. Here we have the valleys, here we have the rivers, here we have the plains. The same social map tells us about the social people, about the people of society, that how do they live, right? This is how we feel when we make a social map. How we should behave according to the social map. If somebody is from the higher caste, higher class, then we should behave in a different way. If somebody is from the lower caste, lower class, then the behavior changes. This is how the social map helps us to understand the society. Right? Everything which is going to tell us about the society, about our expected behavior, our own behavior, that comes under the category sociology. The subject which teaches you how to behave properly, how to face the social problems, how to be a good social person, how to connect between your personal issues and the social issues, and how to try to solve them. That all is a part of sociology. So what we need to do is, we need to understand the subject positively, to take it seriously for our own life and the life of the people, those who are coming in our way. Right? I think it is enough to make the chapter understand. Rest you can read the text also. Thank you very much.